Hi guys. So yeah, I'm on a bit of a roll today. I like doing these type of videos. So this is Detective Comics number 27. The first appearance of Batman. So Batman's on the cover this time. Unlike Superman was on the cover in his first appearance, but he wasn't on the other ones. But in the other Action Comics. But yeah, this Batman's like apprehending a robber or something. But this isn't actually in the story. This is probably some time before that, the events of this story. Um, so yeah, it's the amazing and unique adventures of the Batman, and it's not sometimes people have it hyphenated. It's not hyphenated. I don't know. It's anyway. So crime never pays. So these are like little like crime stories, I guess. Bullets betray no less than fingerprints. Forensic ballistics, the scientific study of missiles. Uh, yeah, I guess like regular missiles didn't exist back then. Is a great aid in crime detection. An individual firearm will literally stamp its own fingerprint. This in quotes. No two guns are alike. And each marks the bullet it shoots today. All scientifically trained detectives possess necessary qualifications to act as experts and can tell what type of weapon discharged a bullet. So Helen Blixt of Salt Lake City, one of the leading ballistic experts of the U.S. So yeah, I guess that was someone in the 1930s. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police came into existence over 60 years ago, 1875, and today there is a total of nearly 3,000 in the force. Probably way more than that now. Hole and leaf clue. When a man was mysteriously shot to death, Luke May, criminologist of Seattle, was called on the case. The victim has been shot by someone outside the house as he sat by the window. In his study, Luke may have noticed that if the shot had been fired close to the glass, the pane would have been broken. Outside near a tree, May looked around for clues and glanced at a leaf on the level with the window. Though it was a bullet hole, tracing the flight of the slug led him to a window in a rooming house across the street. The slayer had occupied the room. His description was secured and he was arrested. So yeah, these blurbs are a lot longer than the Action Comics ones. So traveling crime headquarters, a police headquarters on wheels, an automobile trailer that can speed directly to the scene of a suspected or known crime without delay, is used by the Nassau County Police Detective Division, New York. It is outfitted with the needs of a homicide squad, including chairs to accommodate suspected persons or witnesses during the process of questioning the trailer. Also contains a laboratory equipment, including a complete fingerprinting outfit. The Federal Bureau of Investigation started their fingerprint collection in 1924 and is the largest in the world. So yeah, the FBI, I think, was only made in the 1920s. I think that was only established in the 1920s. Detect test. What is a writ of habeas corpus? Yeah, that's up. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. If you guys want to like flip the phone around, maybe you can. If you want to pause the video, yeah, but I can't do that. Rob's U.S. Treasury display gold. The one and only robbery ever staged on the U.S. Treasury Building, Washington, D.C., was committed by an unknown thief in 1934. If the bars of metal which were stolen from the display had been gold, it would have been valued at $30,000, but they were only gilded scrap iron. So I guess there's been probably way more treasury robberies, I guess, I don't know, since then. But here's the actual Batman story. Sorry, yeah, I just wanted to read that because it gives you a sense of the times which this was written, like these little blurbs. And they're fun facts too. Well, back then they were. So the Batman. So here it's hyphenated. On the cover it's not, but yeah, so by Bob Kane or Robert Kane. Yes, so if you didn't know, Batman was co-created by Bill Finger and Bob Kane, but Bob Kane took the credit for it. Bill Finger was a ghostwriter, so he never did. He didn't get any credit until 2015. So the case of the Chemical Syndicate. So this isn't an origin story. It doesn't say how Batman became Batman. It's just like the Satara one I did. It just goes straight into it. The Batman, a mysterious and adventurous figure, fighting for righteousness and apprehending the wrongdoer. In his lone battle against the evil forces of society, his identity remains unknown. The home of Commissioner Gordon, who at the moment is entertaining his young socialite friend, Bruce Wayne. Well, Commissioner, anything exciting happening these days? No, except this fellow they call the Batman puzzles me. Ring. So yeah, Batman's smoking. And that was the thing, yeah, in a lot of in the 1940s Batman comics, you'd see Batman smoke a pipe a lot, and I think the Earth 2 Batman, which is this Batman, the 1940s or 30s, 1939 and early 50s Batman, he dies of cancer, and or no, he doesn't die of cancer, but he has cancer when he dies from smoking a pipe. He's actually killed by a criminal, but I'll get to that comic eventually. I'll show you the death of Earth 2 Batman one day. But, hello, what's that? Lambert, the Chemical King, stabbed to death, his son's fingerprints on the knife. I'll be right over. Talk about something exciting. Old Lambert is being murdered at his mansion. I'm going there now. Like to come along? Oh well, nothing else to do. Might as well. Another thing is that James Gordon's the commissioner already. He's not like captain or anything like the newer iterations of Batman have him as like a lower rank. But here straight away he's commissioner. The commissioner and Bruce Wayne speed towards the Lambert residence. Hello, Sergeant. Everything under control? Yes, sir. We've got young Lambert in the back room. And after a thorough examination of the scene of the crime, the room becomes busy with the usual police routine. Well, I'm finished in here. Let me talk to young Lambert. Hello, Lambert. They say you killed your father. That's pretty blunt to say that, right after, but I didn't do it, Commissioner. Believe me, I didn't do it. Yeah, so the scan gets kind of worse here, but calm yourself, my boy, and tell me all about it. Well, sir, tonight I came home early, and as I was passing the library, I heard a groan. I rushed in, and there was my father lying on the floor with a knife sticking up from his back. And as I rushed in, I got the impression of something leaping out of the window. I also noticed that my father's safe was opened. I pulled the knife out of my father's body and turned him towards me, just in time to hear him say, contract, oh. And that's how then he died. That's how I got my fingerprints on the knife. That's the truth, Commissioner. Did your dad have any enemies or people who had an interest in his business activities? Not that I know of, except his three former business partners. Let's see, there were Stephen Crane, Paul Rogers, and Alfred Stryker. Commissioner, there's a man named Steve Crane who wants to speak to old Lambert. When I told him that Lambert was murdered, he got very excited and wanted to speak to you. This is Commissioner Gordon. What's the trouble? Yesterday, Mr. Lambert called and told me he received an anonymous threat on his life. Today I received the same. That's why I called up. And I'm afraid I'll be next. What shall I do? Wait, and do not leave anybody in. We'll be over as soon as we can. What's that, Bruce? Oh, hum. I'll leave you to finish your work. I'm going home. Meanwhile, Steve Crane sits in his library with a feeling of impending danger. Well, suddenly, there is a sickening shot. Crane slumps in his chair, dead. The murderer rushes to the safe and secures a paper. Okay, sorry about that. So, did you get the paper? Yeah. As the two men leer over their conquest, they do not notice a third menacing figure standing behind them. It is the Batman. The Batman. The Batman lashes out with a terrific right. He grabs his second adversary in a deadly headlock. With a mighty heave, sets the burly criminal flying through space. The Batman swiftly picks up the paper that the murderer stole from Stephen Crane's safe. Meanwhile, the Commissioner draws up in his car. It's the Batman, get him. Mr. Crane is being murdered, sir. It's horrible. It's 2 dead partners out of the 4 that have received threatening notes. The other 2 must have received them too. Let's go to Rogers next. The Batman reaches from the paper he snatched from the killers, and a grim smile comes to his lips. He speeds his car forward to an unknown destination. So yeah, the Batmobile didn't exist back then. It's just like a red car. But meanwhile, Rogers, who has learned of Lambert's death by news broadcast, has already gone to his neighbor's laboratory of his erstwhile partner, Alfred Stryker. Hello, Jennings. I must see Mr. Stryker quickly. Won't you come in, sock? Jennings, Stryker's assistant, carries Rogers to the basement of the laboratory. Heh, one more out of the way. Soon I'll control everything. This is the gas chamber I used to kill guinea pigs to experiment with. But now you are my guinea pig. Heh. When this glass lid covers you entirely, gas will come through the jet and kill you. Heh. You fiend. Jennings pulls a brake which starts the glass down over Rogers and certain doom. I'm going down now to turn the gas on. Sleep well. Heh. At that moment, the Batman leaps through an open transom. The Batman seizes a wrench from a table and leaps for the gas chamber. The Batman quickly plunges the gas jet with a handkerchief. As the gas chamber descends entirely over them. He then unties Rogers, and with a powerful swing, crash. Jennings returns and is startled by the Batman. He reaches for his gun. What the? The Batman greets Jennings with a flying tackle. He punches him. Meanwhile, Alfred Stryker has heard the crash of the gas chamber as he enters the laboratory. Rogers, what happened? Your assistant Jennings tried to kill me. However, Stryker has not noticed the Batman, who has secluded himself in the shadows. So he didn't get you after all. Well, I'll finish you and then throw your body into the acid tank below. You! Ow, my hand! What's the idea? Why did he try to kill me? This rat was behind the murders. You see, I learned that you, Lambert Crane, and Stryker were once partners in the Apex Chemical Corporation. Stryker, who wished to be the sole owner, but having no ready cash, made secret contracts with you to pay a certain sum of money each year until he owned the business. He figured by killing you and stealing the contracts, you wouldn't have to pay this money. A very clever scheme. And being the contracts were a strict secret between the four of us, our heirs of the outside world wouldn't know a thing about them. But how did you know all this? I secured this contract from one of his hired killers. Suddenly, Stryker, with the strength of a madman, tears himself free from the grasp of the Batman. Sure, I did it. But he won't send me to the chair for it. I'll sock. He's falling right into the acid tank. A fitting end for his kind. So yeah, Batman, like Superman, was a lot darker in the early days, and he used to just kill people all the time. Like even in the later issues, he has a gun too. He shoots people. But how can I ever thank you? Why gone? The next day, young Bruce Wayne is again a visitor at the commissioner's house, who has just finished telling Bruce the latest exploits of the Batman. And then Rogers said the Batman went through the skylight. A very lovely fairy tale, Commissioner, indeed. After Bruce Wayne is gone, Bruce Wayne is a nice young chap, but he certainly must lead a boring life. Seems disinterested in everything. Bruce Wayne returns to his room. A little later, his door slowly opens and reveals his occupant. If the commissioner could see his young friend now, he'd be amazed to learn that he is the Batman. So yeah, you don't learn who Batman is until the end of the comic. I guess I spoiled it earlier, but I mean everybody knows Bruce Wayne's Batman. Yeah, so Robert Kane finished. So watch for a new thrilling Batman story next month. I might read the next issue, or I'll read another Batman story, one of the early Batman ones. I'm going to read another one. I don't know which early Batman one I'm going to read, though. But if you guys want another comic, me to read another comic, just tell me that in the comments. I can do anyone over 10 years old. I can do anyone that's over 10 years. And yeah, so if you guys would like, comment, or subscribe, that'd be appreciated, and I'll see you guys later.